Well guys, I ended up keeping the 13-inch iPad Pro. For those of you new here, I actually pre-ordered the 11-inch iPad Pro the day of release and decided to go out of my way and return it and get the 13-inch that same day because I didn't even unbox the 11-inch. I just kind of chickened out and was like, you know what? I want the larger size, don't know why, but if I hate it, I'll return it. And as you can see here, I do not hate it, I still have it, and I'm going to talk about why. I've been an 11-inch iPad Pro user since about 2019 or 2018, and after about a month with this 13-inch M4 iPad Pro, I'm definitely happy with the decision to move up in size. I really enjoy using this iPad just as an iPad. You know, there are some pro apps that you can use, but anytime I really need to get pro work done, whether it's coding or video editing or music production, all that stuff I do with my M3 Max MacBook Pro. And so there's never really a time where I feel the need to do the big work on the iPad Pro. So yeah, even with an M4 chip, this thing does not have the GPU cores or the RAM necessary to replace my laptop for my current workflows with data science and machine learning and iOS development and all that stuff. And so with that being said, I'm not going to complain to you about what I wish the iPad can do. I'm going to pretty much show you in this video why even with its flaws and its weak-ass operating system, the iPad is still an essential part of my day.
Hey, what you doing on your computer?
What's a computer?
So yeah, Apple got cooked for that ad in like, what was that, 2018? For a device Apple claims can replace a computer, it is pretty funny that Apple goes out of the way to avoid cannibalizing MacBook sales, but it's also funny that the iPad has kind of replaced a bunch of other things for me. Not my computer, but it has replaced planners, notebooks, calendars, drawing pads, coloring books, and so it kind of gets to a point where I'm more saying like, what's paper? What's a notebook? I'm getting so much out of it in the personal planning sense, in the drawing sense, just being able to use the iPad to replace a bunch of things that I used to carry every day. I'm someone that needs to have a planner, needs to daily plan things out. I love to write things by hand, and so I would always carry a notebook. I would always carry a pencil or a pen, and just being able to replace my planner and my extra notebook with just an iPad and the Apple Pencil is pretty sweet. And again, this is even with the Magic Keyboard, this is not super thick, but when I'm not, if I just want to use it for paper purposes, for planning, for notebook stuff, I'm taking it out of the keyboard and it's even thinner, it's even more compact. To get the point across, I'm going to show Exhibit A, which is my notebook from college that I used to carry pretty much every day to class. And as you can see here, though they're similar in size, we are talking about something that can do a lot more than just be a paper notebook. And so this was just my notebook too. This wasn't even a planner. I would carry a separate planner, and you know, it's similar in size, but again, I'm getting a lot more value out of it, and it can do a lot more. It can do a lot more efficiently, and it's one less thing to carry. Another cool thing is I love the fact that I have my whole collection of books on here. And so I don't really use this for novel reading, but I do use this for my school textbooks. They're all on here. It's pretty cool that whenever I want to, you know, read from a PDF, learn more, expand my knowledge in Python, or expand my knowledge in, you know, Swift, I can have big ass textbooks on this teeny tiny device. And it's pretty awesome because instead of carrying a bunch of books, I now have access to all those books at once in one place, and I'd much rather read on my iPad as opposed to my MacBook. Even though my MacBook, I can read off of it, I'm usually working on my MacBook and have this next to it as a resource. I love that, and I love that I don't have to go out and buy physical books or buy books at all. Who said that? The new iPad Pros also have stunning tandem OLED displays. You probably heard every buzzword you could throw at it, but the point is that it's a beautiful display. Looks great, contrast is incredible, and especially in the 13-inch version, watching movies on this is awesome. And again, people are like, oh, it's not portable. It's fine, bro. Like I'm doing tricks with it, bro. I'm doing tricks, like it's fine. The new iPads are awesome for watching movies, especially HDR movies. It's awesome to play games on them. The colors pop. It's really great to edit pictures. I actually edited a whole batch of pictures from my A7 IV, and it did break a sweat, I will say. People are like, oh, the iPads are awesome for photo editing. My laptop doesn't break a sweat. This thing did. We're talking about 133 megapixel images, which isn't crazy, but it was enough to have this thing heating up and acting a little different. So, you know, keep that in mind. But editing, the process was great. It was awesome to be that close, to use the pencil to really zoom in, see everything, and it looked great. It was really cool too that you can go into settings and change it to reference mode and have it really act like an XDR display. It is an XDR display. We're talking like Pro Display XDR monitor. You're kind of getting that quality and that color accuracy out of the iPad. In the great debate between iPad sizes, there's a lot of people who say that the 13-inch just isn't portable and the 11-inch is better because of its portability. I'm gonna put my foot down and say it. I think that the 13-inch iPad Pro is plenty portable, especially with this new lighter and thinner design. It still has a larger footprint, but one-handed use for this thing is pretty doable. Obviously, I'm not talking phone one-handed use. It's, you know, you can't really be using it like an iPhone, but you know, carrying it, maneuvering it, holding it in one hand, watching something, like it's stuff you can do, especially if you have larger hands. I got some pretty big hands. So yeah, I think that this is definitely more portable than they would let on. I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and there's plenty of times where I have no interest in carrying it throughout the day. When I was looking into buying the 16-inch MacBook Pro, people were saying that it's way too large and it's a behemoth to carry and that it's too heavy and all this stuff, and that I should get the 14-inch instead. But then it's funny that I assume those same people are the ones who are saying that the 13-inch iPad is too large, too heavy, and it's behemoth to carry. Why is the 14-inch MacBook Pro comfortable to use and everyone loves it, and the 13-inch iPad Pro is too big and too heavy, too cumbersome, and no one wants to use it? It's just kind of ridiculous. And so, especially in a two-device system where, you know, I have my MacBook and my iPad, I do like the idea of having the 13-inch iPad and not having to carry my 16-inch MacBook all the time, but having the option to have the 16-inch MacBook for when I'm doing pro work and having the 13-inch iPad for MacBook Air purposes. That's kind of how I've been thinking about it. This is pretty much a MacBook Air, and I'm using it in the way that a lot of people use MacBook Airs. A lot of people use MacBook Airs just for email, just for word processing, maybe Excel. And that's the best part about having this iPad, is the fact that it really does kind of function as a 13-inch MacBook Air for me, and is a great complementary device to my 16-inch MacBook Pro. I've alluded to it a couple times, but really my main takeaway for this video is that I think that the iPad Pro serves as a really great complementary device to a MacBook. And I guess that's how Apple really wants it to be, but I have no problem with it being that way. I get a lot of use out of my iPad and use it in all the iPad ways. I still use the keyboard, but I use it for simple word processing when I do need to do coding and machine learning and all the crazy stuff that you would do on a Mac. Even video editing, I prefer to do that on my Mac. And so I don't expect this iPad to replace my Mac, but I do expect it to be a more portable and more versatile computer. I love the fact that it can slip into a lot of bags. Even at 13 inches, it can slip into a lot of bags. And it can just kind of be incognito. I can use it portrait, use it landscape. I can watch videos, do whatever I gotta do on it. But then again, when I need to do the big boy work, that's where the MacBook comes out, and that's where the iPad becomes a complementary device. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about why I think the iPad Pro is worth it for me and for my workflow. I'm not gonna say that the people who are complaining about iPadOS are wrong, but I do think that I'm getting a lot out of the iPad currently. The iPad complements my workflow very well, and hopefully with some of the ways I've shown, maybe it'll complement your workflow well too. It is an excellent, I don't want to say accessory, it's too expensive to be an accessory. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you feel like it. Those would be awesome, but I would love to hear what you think about the iPad. If you think it needs to be more, if you think that it's good as is right now, and let's talk about it. I've shot so many outros to this, I don't know how to end a video. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know how to end the video. I need help. I'm stuck in a loop. This is terrible.